Hi, today we're going to talk about confidence with professionals when you're going through the adoption process, and also just practical things like what to wear in meetings and different situations, how to present yourself, how to put yourself across as a confident person. My name is Nairi. I'm running an adoption support channel, so if you've not found me before, please subscribe if you're interested in adoption. And I have been a foster carer and I'm now an adopter, so I've been in different situations where I've had to face professionals in many different ways. Some people are just naturally more confident, aren't they? And I'm not one of those people. Even though I'm sat in front of you now, I'm sat in front of a camera and there's nobody that's going to argue back at me. You might argue with me at home when you're watching what I'm saying and what I'm doing. So first of all, let's look at the fact that you're coming forward as an adopter. And as an adopter, you're offering your home, you're offering your life, you're offering some security to a child. So that in itself should bring you some confidence, even though you may feel that you know nothing about the process at the moment, or you may feel completely out of your depth. Trust me, you won't be alone in that. Most people will feel like that. There are very few people who will come into the adoption process totally confident. You've got to kind of find that inner peace with yourself, that you're stepping out into this process, or you're already into this process because you feel like you're doing the right thing and instinctively it feels right for you. So first of all, gain confidence from that. Because if you can't find that inner confidence and inner peace around that, then anything else I suggest to you is not actually going to work for you. So that's the first thing. Talk about adoption often with your family and friends to build that confidence in what you're doing, and that will help to go a long way. Now, the second thing I want to say to you is professionals vary massively. We've met so many professionals in our home. There are a wide range of people that come to you. Some people you feel that they come in and you feel immediately at home with them. They feel like they're very down to earth, easy to talk to, and they wouldn't make you feel like you lack confidence. Others come in with an air of authority about them, and they may make you feel a little less sure of yourself. The first thing to say is you're going to meet a wide range of people, and some you'll get on with and some you won't get on with so well. And so again, that's natural, that's the world. Don't worry if you come across a situation that makes you feel a little less confident than others. That some of us like to dress up. We like to put on an air of confidence whenever we go out and about. Now, when I first started these adoption videos, if you look back, you will notice that I'm wearing more makeup. I might sometimes present myself in a different way than I do now, and I think that's because in the early days my confidence came from what I was wearing, what I was looking like, and I was less confident in the content that I was producing. Even if it was successful, I was less confident. In the same way, as you start going through the adoption process, you'll start out being a little bit more nervous when people come to visit you and do assessment visits and ask you questions, because you feel less sure of yourself. But I think you'll find that as time goes on, that confidence will build. In the UK, we end up with a panel. Elsewhere, you probably end up with a final meeting that decides whether you're going to be approved as an adopter. I think by the time you get to those end meetings or panels, you'll feel like a very different person than you do when you start out, and you'll feel a lot more like yourself. I was asked specifically what you should wear when it comes to the more formal meetings that you might have to attend, and this is of course is going to vary greatly, as I'm sure you understand, but I've got a few things for you to think about, a few tips for you to think about. First of all, the world at large sees apparel it's very different wherever you go. Somebody who, say, gets a designer pair of jeans and t-shirt might feel that they are looking really good and really smart, and they may well have spent a huge amount of money on those jeans and t-shirt, but somebody else might look at them and feel like they haven't made an effort. When you walk into that meeting, first of all, you need to be comfortable, really comfortable. You don't want to have a situation where, for example, now, if I took my jumper off now, I've got a strappy top underneath, and I wouldn't be comfortable with that because, well, there's a few reasons why I wouldn't be comfortable with that, but I wouldn't be comfortable with that in a meeting situation. So you need to wear stuff that if you get too hot or too cold, you can take off the layers or put the layers on, because some people, when they're really nervous, get really hot and bothered, and other people get cold and kind of like jitter a little bit. So think about the general comfort of what you're wearing. The second thing to think about is, what do you normally wear? So if you, when you went out with a meal with friends, you would dress up a little bit. If you would put a dress on, or you put a smarter jacket on, what would you normally do if you were going to make a little bit of an effort? Because I think when you come into a panel situation or a special meeting, you're not being interviewed. So I don't think you need to go as far as if you were imagining what you would dress up for. If you were trying to be really smart in an interview, I don't think you need to go that far. I think you need to feel like, for you, on what you would normally do, you're making an effort. And I would suggest to you, if you're the type of person that kind of freezes in a situation and you're extremely shy, you freeze when people ask you questions, you don't know the answers, then use family and friends to help you. Get yourself talking about adoption topics to people. Try to perhaps put yourself in situations that you're not so confident with and comfortable with. So start off with family and friends that love you, and maybe just chat to them in your living room about an adoption topic that you feel passionately about, and get them to listen to you. You could then move out a little bit. Do you work? Do you have a group that you go to? You could maybe get a small group of people together and chat to them about adoption. Maybe a group of 4 or 5 people that you could talk to about adoption, and start to build your confidence levels. I know in the early days of work for me, when I took on some contracts and stuff, and I had to stand in front of people and tell them what my idea was, honestly, I thought I was going to die. My heart was pounding so much, it just wasn't even worth me doing it. But once I'd done things more and had gone to university and had to do presentations, that confidence level did build. And even though I don't enjoy it, I can still kind of hold my own when I need to do these things. Practice makes perfect in a way. Never forget that you're doing a positive thing, so you need to be proud of it. You need to stand loud and proud, and the way to do that is to practice your ideas and things in front of people. And I think then, when it comes to dealing with a social worker that you don't know, or going to a meeting or a panel, you'll be more confident to say what you think, even if, of course, inside you're not feeling that confident. You'll be able to present yourself in a way that you are happy with. Because what I would say to you is, you should never hold back from what you really want to say. And equally, if you're a bit of a person that kind of gabbles on in nerves when you are in that sort of situation, you don't want to say stuff that you didn't mean to say either. So leading on to some more kind of difficult aspects of things, you will find that when you go through adoption, different professionals will have leanings toward different things, because we live in a diverse world. Each social worker professional will have their own slant on things, just like the adopters will vary so greatly. And so you don't know, when you meet a social worker or a professional, exactly what their ideas are around things. You only know what yours are. Don't be put down or made fearful if a social worker challenges you on something that you say. So say that you've had no experience of a certain religion, a certain sexuality, and therefore your knowledge is limited in that. That's not necessarily your fault that you're in that situation, but a social worker may challenge you on some of those things to test out what your views are on them. You can be honest about it, and if they come in and challenge, then listen to their point of view, listen to what they have to say and why they're saying it. You will find that you will become more of an expert on all types of things, from health, education, religion, sexuality. You will find that you will become more of an expert on those things over time, and you will formulate your own views even more strongly, whether they're different from what they were at the beginning. You will formulate your views and you will change as you go on, and that will give you confidence in your own right. So if you are new to adoption, or you're new to the process of adoption and you're feeling that you're lacking confidence, join the club. It's so common, and I hope some of my tips have helped you. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, and you will find playlists on all sorts of adoption topics. So thank you for watching.